This is The Real Hustle on holiday. In this series, Alex, Jess and Paul expose to our hidden cameras the scams that cheat tourists and travellers out of their hard-earned holiday money. On tonight's show, how 1 hour's parking could cost you your life savings. DJ Christian O'Connell gets emotional over a lost tenner.
I am on the verge of crying.
And why hotel guests shouldn't trust this nice man in a suit.
Oh my sake!
All the people on this show have been hustled for real, and after being given their money back, they agreed that the footage could be shown so you can avoid being ripped off by the same scams. When you're on holiday, you may think twice about carrying around high-end cameras or expensive jewellery. But you may not realise that you're still carrying around something else of great value to hustlers. Your identity. This is the passport cool-out. Paul has come to this tourist spot outside Malaga Cathedral in Spain. Along with his fellow hustlers, he's going to steal the passports from these American holidaymakers. But not by picking their pockets. The hustlers are going to make them hand their passports over of their own free will. So how will they do it? First, Paul sends a text to Alex and Jess, who are waiting for his signal. In many countries, you must always carry ID, like a passport, and can be spot-checked by the authorities at any time. But do you know exactly what the police look like when you're on holiday?
See.
Sometimes all it takes is a blue jacket and a walkie-talkie to look the part. And a convincing accent.
Sí. Can I see your passport, please?
Yeah.
I also need to see your passport.
See.
Of course, Alex isn't radioing police headquarters. He's actually talking to Jess, who's just out of sight in the car.
Just some report. We're just doing some check.
One of the girls hands over her passport even before Paul can get his one out as a convincer.
You have a passport?
Stolen passports can be used for identity theft, illegal immigration, even terrorism. So it's no wonder they fetch considerable sums on the black market. Alex now has 2 genuine passports in his hands, and he's not planning to give them back.
Hola. Hola.
There seems to be a problem with his radio.
One moment, I have to check with the radio in the car. Hola. Hola. See. It's a real pain. You've got to carry your passport everywhere here.
Whilst Paul keeps the marks talking, Alex is in his car and gone. By the time they realise what's happened, it's too late. The last thing the hustlers want now is for the girls to phone the real police. So Paul beats them to it.
Yes, I speak English, thank you. A police officer just came up to us and he asked for our passports and then got in a car and drove away. Yeah, like, what, 2 minutes ago. He says he's been called round the corner and he's coming right back. He just got called on a... What? Yeah, they said that they've got something going on nearby and they called everybody and he's responded to say that he has 3 passports. I'm guessing they're ours. All right, well... Okay. Yeah, that's my number. All right. Doesn't speak very good English, but basically take about 10 minutes. He's gone around, if somebody's stolen something who I guess looks like us.
Likely story, but the fake phone call has bought the hustlers a little more time. Now all Paul has to do is disappear without arousing suspicion.
Can you look after that for just a second? I'll go walk around. He said it's just around the corner. I'm just going to have a look and come back.
As proof that he's coming back, he leaves his book with the marks. He'd finish reading it anyway. Before long, it dawns on the marks that Paul, the policeman, and their passports won't be coming back.
We think some people just stole our passport.
I can't believe it happened. It seems so surreal.
It was like a Spanish police officer, and he came up to us and
Asked for a passport.
which we thought was normal because we've heard that they do that, like check foreigners, and now we don't have our passport.
When you're in panic, you're just vulnerable, super vulnerable.
This is a really clever use of social compliance, and there are two techniques at work here. First of all, when asked to do something by the police, most people do as they're told. But remember, in a foreign country, you may not know what the police uniform looks like exactly, and if someone else is there confirming that everything appears to be legitimate, then you tend to follow along. And that's what's the core of this scam.
Some countries require you to carry your ID at all times, but you should avoid carrying your passport and always check the credentials of anybody claiming to be from the authorities. If they are genuine, then they won't mind verifying this for you.
Passports can be abused in many, many ways. They can be falsified, they can have photos substituted, they can be copied, numbers can be taken, they can swap. There's a variety of ways they can be used, and basically it's identity theft. They do get stolen, so please be very careful.
Nice to see you.
Money won is twice as sweet as money earned,
So I'll say goodbye now.
and money won from a celebrity is even sweeter.
I am on the verge of crying. Oh, that's awesome.
Let's see if you can do it.
In the Celebrity Con Games. This week, the Hustlers are paying a visit to the Absolute Radio studios in central London. They're here to take on Sony Award-winning breakfast show host Christian O'Connell.
Hi.
They meet him in the radio station bar after his show, planning to relieve him of some of his hard-earned showbiz wages.
You ever been conned?
Yes, I've been married for 10 years, so every day.
But you never had, like, someone try and sell you speakers out of a white van or...
Oh, yeah. I bought a stereo at a car boot sale.
How was that?
Never get an electrical item at a car boot sale. Where did you take it back? Back to a field. It's gone. I paid £25 for it, got it home. It was just full of sand in the back. It was the most expensive sand you could ever buy. £25 for some sand. Yeah.
Time for Alex to throw down the challenge.
So now look, we've got you down here for a serious reason. It's all for £10.
That's
Let's see the money.
DJs.
Let's see the money.
We got the money, sweetheart, or even the money.
There you go. Give the money to Jess, actually, because she
Jess
looks
always
after
gets the money, yeah?
She always gets the money. So what we've got here is just some random bits that we got from around the office. Found some string, got some matches, apple. And it's a very simple challenge. You have to lift this table without touching it. Now, there are a few rules. You can't put anything underneath it to help you lift it. And one of these mugs, whichever one you want, has to remain on the table. That's to make sure you don't tip it over or anything.
And the rest of the stuff can go.
The rest of the stuff can go, you can use it. I mean, I can tell you that, you know, you need some of this stuff that's on the table in order to do this.
I mean, I saw something similar to this when I used to watch MacGyver.
Oh, no, we've got a MacGyver watcher.
Yeah.
Oh, we're busted.
You picked the wrong guy
Busted. Oh,
for this,
no.
trust me. Why have you given me such a difficult one? Where's the pee in the cup? That's what I was hoping for.
That's harder.
It seems like an impossible task, but Christian isn't ready to throw in the towel.
Any ideas? I mean...
Can I use the string and just make like a cat's cradle and suspend that?
Yeah, only you can't touch or put anything underneath the table.
I can't put anything underneath it. No. Well, how am I supposed to lift it? Could I turn the table upside down and attach something to
No,
it?
because remember, you can't touch the table.
And the mug has to be on top.
Could I give you the apple and you do it? You lift the table and you get this apple as a reward.
You're not allowed to delegate it, you have to do it
Oh,
yourself.
crikey.
That's actually pretty good.
That's
Yeah,
a
do you
very
like
good
that?
idea.
Yeah? Could I create, see, I'm going to make a
MacGyver
hot
do?
air balloon? What are the matches here for?
Anytime you want to give up, by the way, and just kiss goodbye to that tenner.
Yeah, because then I could see you're all smugly looking at me like there's no
Yeah.
there's no way this thick breakfast show DJ's going to be able to do it. I don't want to prove you guys right. I am on the verge of crying. So I've got to use devil's magic now.
Ah.
Yeah, see, I'm on to you. I've got no idea.
Do you want me to show you?
Yes, go on then.
He's finally run out of ideas, and the table hasn't moved an inch.
You'll like this because you're...
Over to the professional.
So I'm going to use pretty much everything that's on the table. I'm going to use the apple by taking it off the table, therefore reducing the weight, so I'm using it. Same goes with the paper clips. Sorry.
The glue's gone, there's no need for it.
This, too heavy, can't use it.
Oh, that's not fair, come on.
What I am going to use is, I'll show you. I'm going to wet these napkins.
The trick seems to involve some soggy napkins. Christian is still baffled.
Okay, Paul, can I ruin your tea?
Lovely.
Any idea?
No.
Ready?
Yeah.
We're going to create a vacuum.
Oh, this is good.
Ready? Lifting the table.
Go on.
Without touching it, and the mug staying on the table.
That's brilliant. That is a fantastic trick.
Whoa! There you go.
I'm genuinely impressed. That was brilliant.
So Alex wet the napkins to form an airtight seal against the table. And the matches burnt up all the oxygen in the cup, creating a strong enough vacuum to take the weight of the table. That's another celebrity tenner for the hustler's bank account.
Great sport, thank you very much.
Great trick.
Thank you so much.
Of course, I knew that really. I just didn't want to read it.
Very professional.
I've done this so many times.
When you're on holiday, you don't want to worry about your home being burgled while you're gone. Here are some tips to keep your house and possessions safe.
Obviously, you should fit an alarm with a code known only to you and people that you trust. Another tip is to get to know one of your neighbours so that you can look after each other's property when you're away. Now, you probably know about electronic timers that plug into the wall, but there are other devices too. Here's an example. This is something that can plug directly into a light socket. You put the bulb in here, and at dusk, it switches on automatically for a given period of time, which you program here. And finally, cancel the milk, and don't tell the taxi driver who picks you up how long you're going to be away or that there's nobody home.
This is the seaside town of Bournemouth. When the sun's out, people flock to the beach in droves every day. But with this many sunbathers coming out all at once, parking spaces near the seafront are at a premium. This is the Seaside parking swindle. Jess has come to a busy cliff-top parking area right above the beach. But the parking instructions seem a little confusing. Maybe the occupants of this arriving car can help her make sense of them.
Right. Pay by text parking.
Are you parking here? Yeah, do you know how this works?
I've heard of it before.
I've heard of it, but I've never actually done it.
In fact, with this hot weather, helpful motorists turn up all day long.
Excuse me, are you parking here?
Yeah, we are.
Would you be able to help me with this? I'm not really too sure. I don't know if you've done it before, what I'm doing. You have to pay with your phone?
Yeah.
Do you know how this works?
No, I've never seen it before.
You just have to text it in.
The signs along this road state that this is a pay-by-text zone, a new parking concept that is springing up all over the country.
Yeah, it's all the way around here. There's someone who's got a ticket up there that I saw when I came down.
Motorists need to pay for their parking by sending a text with their details to the local authority.
I think it actually goes through to the council to say to register.
Yeah, that is
That they've started to do.
This complete stranger seems to be familiar with this type of payment scheme, having used it elsewhere.
So parking lot, so you just have to do that, don't
Hang
you?
on, I've got to find a card. Where from? I think you found the card. Okay.
Not wanting to get parking tickets, Jess and the motorists start writing their text to the local council.
Create message, yes?
First of all, it's the parking zone number.
So the parking location is that's 7-8, that's here, isn't it? Yeah.
Next, how long they plan on staying.
And then you just put how many hours you're here for, don't you?
So, yeah.
And the car registration.
You need to put your number plate.
So what about the payment? For that, they'll need some plastic.
Now it's your name on the card. And then credit/switch card number. So that's the long one there.
Now what?
Expiry date. Do you know what the 3-digit security thing is?
Yeah, that'd be that one.
Oh, the last 3? Oh, right.
So, what's really going on? Why is Jess standing here all day making sure motorists follow instructions on the parking signs? Because they were all put here by the hostlers. Alex, Paul and Jess visited this beachfront road just after sunrise earlier that day. As any local resident would know, parking is actually free here, but the signs the hustlers put up were designed to trick any visitors or tourists into thinking they had to pay £1 an hour for the privilege. Jess even added a touch of authenticity by handing out some parking fines. And that number on the signs was nothing to do with the local council. It went straight to a mobile belonging to the hostlers. The marks thought that they were only paying £1 an hour for their parking. But they actually texted their names, credit card numbers, expiry dates and security codes directly to the hostlers. Everything criminals need to clean out a bank account.
It's a clever way of paying, isn't it? Yeah.
Send. Please wait. Message sent.
Message sent. Perfect.
Brilliant.
Have you sent yours? Yeah. Has it gone through? Oh, thank you. Thanks, guys. Cheers. Take care. Don't be daft, it's fine.
It's more than fine. The Marks head for the beach, happy that the parking fee is money well spent. It would have been cheaper to get a ticket. So what did the Marks make of the new parking scheme?
We didn't quite understand the new system they got up there. We had to use our mobile phone.
You've got to enter in your car number and then put your credit card number in it as well. I suppose you just trust it really, don't you?
A good afternoon is about to turn sour when the Marks are handed their full credit card details on a slip of paper.
Oh, God. I've just been completely shafted.
I think what happens is when you come to park, you're too frightened not to. You're frightened to get a ticket, and you do it because we were under pressure. So I think a lot of people could be done with that. It's terrible, isn't it?
This is really a very simple scam to pull off. It takes advantage of the fact that most of us don't pay much attention when paying for something like parking. Most of us will simply follow the instructions and then go on our way. And remember, this will target tourists because they won't be able to recognize what a proper sign looks like. But a clever con artist will make sure that their signs look exactly like the real thing.
Always be cautious when handing over your credit card details. Make sure you know where those details are going to end up. So if you're unsure, call the local council, find out, and proceed.
When on holiday, it doesn't get much better than relaxing in the sun with a drink in your hand. Except if that drink is free. The hostlers are going to show you how to win drinks from your mates by using proposition bets. The prop bet makes you believe you're onto a sure thing. But of course, the hostlers always have the edge, and you don't stand a chance. So watch and learn.
I will have a gin and tonic, please.
Jess is out for a drink in a seaside bar, but she doesn't plan on picking up the tab.
So when you lot go out, this is how you dress?
Well,
What are you dressed for right now?
just going out.
Yeah? And do you always wear a tie?
Not always, no.
Do you mind taking your tie off? But you don't get many girls asking you to take it off, do you?
Loads.
Really? Thank you. I've got a really good trick with a tie. Do you want to see it? It's a challenge. I want you to take one hand at the end of the tie, the other hand on the other end. Without letting go, I want you to tie a knot right in the middle. So, in the end, it's going to look just like that.
Without letting go.
Without letting go.
Right. How many knots do you want?
How many knots can you give me? I'll be impressed if you do one.
All right.
But if you can do two, then go for it.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Tie a knot. What's that?
Right, you got it.
No, a knot.
I'm getting there.
Okay, okay. Okay, no, it's fine.
Are you got tea?
If you want.
Can you use mine?
No, that was cheating because you grabbed the end, you grabbed another end, and it didn't work anyway.
Both ends.
You know what? I don't think you can do it.
I don't know.
Okay, if I can do it, how about you buy me a drink?
I would love to.
You'd love to buy me a drink if I can do it.
So you can't let go?
Can't let go.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to have one hand, like you did, and the other, like you did. I'm not going to let go.
Okay, sure.
There is your... Not.
That's very good.
I will have a gin and tonic, please.
It's simple. Jess started with her arms crossed and picked up each end of the tie. Then she uncrossed her arms to produce the knot and a free drink.
See about to do that. I was about to actually...
Was that what your second choice, was it? Do you want your tie back?
Barman's over there.
Alex has come to this busy 4-star hotel, but he's not checking in. In fact, he's heading straight upstairs without going anywhere near the reception desk. He's here to carry out the swipe. Alex makes straight for a room on the 10th floor. And like any genuine guest, he's got a magnetic keycard to open the electronic lock. But this isn't his room. He's about to tidy up in a way that housekeeping never would, by removing all the guests' valuables. This case will come in handy. It's the perfect size for a brand new laptop. The occupants of this room have also been kind enough to leave a wallet lying around, full of credit cards and cash. Happy that he's found everything worth taking, Alex leaves. Not a bad haul, but Alex isn't done yet. There are plenty more rooms in this hotel. Once again, he lets himself in with a key. Even more goodies in this room. But he needs to move fast. Every second that he's in the room could spell disaster. He could be discovered either by hotel staff or, worse still, by the room's occupants. Time to head back to the lifts and make a sharp exit with over £2,500 worth of other people's stuff. So how did Alex know which rooms were empty? And how was he able to beat the electronic door locks? To find out, we need to rewind. Alex had already been to this floor earlier in the day, wearing the same suit, but with one crucial difference. And this time, he was knocking on doors rather than opening them himself.
Oh, hi there. Sorry to disturb. We seem to be having a problem with our key cards. I just need to run it through a few times, reprogram it for your lock.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. Thank you.
Alex was carrying a standard notebook computer with an added extra, a magnetic card reader.
I should be fine now.
Okay.
Thank you. Enjoy your stay. Bye-bye.
Just one swipe, and he had all the key's data. To make the scam worth his while, Alex needed a number of rooms to rob, so he carried on down the hallway, knocking on every door.
Hi there. Hello. Sorry to disturb. We're having a little bit of a problem with our key cards. All I need to do is swipe it and reprogram it for you. There you go.
Having problems with key cards.
There you go. That's fine.
Thank you.
You're fine. Thank you. Bye. Hi there. We seem to be having a problem with our key cards. Do you mind?
None of the guests thought twice about handing over their keys to the man with a badge. They might as well just have handed over their belongings. Down in the hotel bar, Alex immediately set about making use of the keycard data he'd collected. A clever piece of software transformed a handful of blank high street gift cards into exact clones of the hotel room keys. Once he'd jotted the correct room number onto each card, All he had to do was keep an eye on the exit and wait. Hotel guests don't stay in their rooms 24 hours a day. In fact, during the daytime, most rooms are empty most of the time, while the guests are out going about their business. And Alex didn't have to wait long to recognise some of the guests he'd called on earlier on their way out. He matched the faces to the room numbers, and once he knew a couple were vacant, he headed back upstairs. And whilst the Macs were out enjoying themselves, Alex broke into their rooms, stealing all their valuables. 20 minutes later, the guest that never checked in checked out. The unfortunate guests returned to the hotel at different times, but they all had the same nasty surprise waiting for them.
Where did you put my purse? I didn't have it, mate. Did I take it with me? Where's my laptop? Where's my laptop? Where's my laptop? Where's my laptop? Are you kidding me? Oh, don't do this. Mate, did I take my purse with me? No, I'm not joking. I didn't. What the Check into the... Are you joking? Shut up. Mate, it's got everything in. Hang on, let me try your phone, because then do you think they're different? Oh my god! Are you kidding me? I left my phone here, oh my sake!
We caught up with both sets of guests to get their reactions.
We just came in and I just looked for my purse and it wasn't here.
We've just come back and my laptop and stuff's gone. My phone,
iPod, my laptop. It's got everything in, all my credit cards, my work ID. It's got everything in.
It's a quality hotel, so I didn't really expect this to happen.
If you are taking valuables when you travel, it's important to protect them at all times. But most importantly, protect your keys. Particularly with electronic keys, these can be copied easily and shouldn't be handed to anybody, even if they appear to work for the hotel.
Whenever you're staying in a hotel, if you get asked by somebody for your key card or for your PIN number, always check with reception. Be absolutely certain you're speaking to a bona fide member of staff. It's just too easy for a con man to walk into a hotel, look smart and pretend to be a member of staff and get access to your room.
This is Porto Venus on the Spanish Costa del Sol, playground of the jet set and the super rich. But wherever there's this much money, you can be sure to find hustlers and con artists sniffing around for a piece of the action. Presenting Paul as the agent, Alex as the footballer, Jess as the wag, and this guy as the mark in the boat hire scam. Paul's here for phase 1, the hook. He's come for an appointment to see a man about a boat.
Hey John, how are you?
This is John, who works for a yacht hire company.
This is perfect. I hope.
Paul likes the look of John's boat, but he's not thinking of hiring it for himself.
Yeah, we got these clients. This guy's a bit of a nightmare, just so you know. He's a footballer. He needs to go out Tuesday, and what we had laid up for him is, well, it's tanked, frankly. So he's going to come up here, have a look around. If he's happy with it, just go ahead.
So Paul's client wants to hire a yacht, but the boat he had lined up has broken down. This could be the ideal replacement.
He's going to give you a check today.
Yeah.
He'll pay you guys directly. I'll come back and make sure everything's okay. I'm going to leave him with you if that's okay. You mind? He's kind of all flash and all cash, so, you know, if you can put up with it for half an hour.
All flash and all cash? That must be rich footballer Alex. Here he comes with his glamorous girlfriend Jess for phase 2, the bait.
It's funny because, you know, good.
Ian,
John.
nice to meet
Now that everyone's here, the scam's full steam ahead.
So, what do you think?
It looks great. Can we have a look around?
Absolutely. If you don't mind, I'm going to leave you to it. And, hopefully I'll catch you before you're done. All right, thanks very much for coming out. Really appreciate your help.
Paul leaves Alex and Jess with the mark. He's going to give them the grand tour of the yacht. If it all goes to plan, Paul will be back later to seal the deal.
Good job I didn't wear my heels today, isn't it, Ian? Thank you.
Nice. Wow. I'll let you on board, I'll show you then. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's lovely.
It's slightly bigger than the one we had last year.
Already impressed, they head downstairs to inspect the 3 luxurious cabins and ensuite bathrooms.
Yeah.
And then complete the tour on the upper deck.
Are you planning to have it for the day?
Yeah, I think it's next Tuesday. Yeah, start for one day. We're sold. Yeah.
That was easy.
What are you not going to like, you know?
It's just what this rich young couple is after. All that's left to do is to pay for the day's hire.
Can you spell that for me?
Just as Paul promised, Alex makes out a cheque. It's for a whopping £4,000. Everyone's happy with the deal.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Especially John, who's just made his company £4,000 in the space of 10 minutes. Sounds almost too good to be true. Here comes Paul for the final part of the scam. The catch. So far, everything the hustlers have done is to convince the mark they're genuine customers. But they're not remotely interested in having a day out at sea. They're fishing for what's in the mark's wallet.
Hey, John. What'd they say? They're happy?
Of course, it's the financial side of the arrangement that Paul's really interested in.
How much did he pay you?
4,000 on check.
You're kidding.
Is that right or wrong?
What an idiot. It's not right, actually. He's supposed to pay you guys 3,500.
And 5 to you.
And 500 to me.
Alex's cheque was for too much money and included the £500 commission that should have gone to Paul.
If it's not right, then it's not right.
Well, do you want to...
Suggest?
This is the crucial moment. Can Paul extract any money from the mark?
Do you have any pounds? I mean, do you want to...
No, I've got nothing.
Doesn't sound good. Has this scam run aground?
Got 700 euros.
Bingo. The mark remembers he has a big wad of euros.
Oh, what's £500 in euros? Let's check that.
And Paul helpfully calculates the exchange rate into pounds.
So £500 is 620 euros or something like that. Well, do you have 600 euros there? Is that your float?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, I'll cover the 20.
Wanting to do what's right and thinking that he's covered by Alex's cheque, the mark happily hands over 600 euros in cash.
All right, well, that's good. So that's a good deal. So he's taking it for Tuesday.
Yeah.
He's paid you.
So it seems like everyone's a winner. Paul's got 600 euros in his pocket, and the mark has a cheque for £4,000. But there's one crucial difference. The euros are real. But of course, the cheque isn't worth the paper it's written on. The mark's just fallen for one of the oldest tricks in the book. He's paid out money against the cheque that will bounce the second he tries to cash it.
Well, yeah, obviously I believed it. I wasn't expecting anything to be not right. Then the cheque was wrong. So he took the equivalent in euros. I mean, I don't see that many cheques, so I don't do a lot of the transactions, but you know, if we do get a cheque, it's paid in, and then you don't find out until the bank tell you it's not good.
This scam works very well because we're offering the boat company an opportunity to make some very easy money. They don't really have to do anything, and they'll just make some extra cash. Also, this scam takes place in a world where people have money. It's boats, it's fast cars, it's marinas. There is a general assumption that the people who are interested in getting boats, who are interested in the fast cars, they've got money.
If anybody ever puts you in this situation, you should always think it might be a scam. It's been used by con artists for years. In any transaction, always insist on being paid the correct amount, no matter what the circumstances, and wait for that money to clear before acting on it.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Money won is twice as sweet as money earned. And money won from a celebrity is even sweeter.
I am on the verge of crying. Oh, that's awesome.
Let's see if you can do it.
In the Celebrity Con Games. This week, the hustlers have come to this exclusive riverside restaurant to do battle with Celebrity Fame Academy contestant and one-show reporter, Angelica Bell.
Are you hungry?
You better be hungry. Yeah.
Well, they say when you're in, polite company, that one shouldn't
You're not
gobble.
in polite company.
You're not.
One shouldn't gobble, one should nibble.
You don't have to worry about that.
Really?
Go for the gobbling.
We will.
But before getting down to business, they decide it would be rude not to order some lunch. The food here doesn't come cheap.
Nice.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Nor does the champagne.
I think we could do with a winning.
And as for dessert,
I'll have 4 of them.
For 75 dabs.
It's really good.
4 of those.
unusually, the hustlers seem in the mood for splashing the cash.
Yeah, they're paying.
Well, yeah. How much was it again? £75.
Each.
Each.
That's right. These fancy desserts, which come with 3H cognacs, cost an eye-watering £75 a pop.
You eat and you drink.
You eat and you drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is caramelised hazelnut. Is it good?
Exceptional.
This is like amazing.
It's very, very, very good. Should we get the bill?
We should.
Do we have the
This is going to be fun.
She's right, but not for whoever has to pay it.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Ouch.
Can't be that bad.
Let's see.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's a lot for 4 people. What do you think?
£767 and 13 pence.
767.
So how are we going to do this?
Tell you what, pass me the bill.
Time to serve up Angelica's challenge.
I've got a proposition for you.
Go on.
Okay. I'm going to pass you the bill. I want you to hand the bill to whoever you want to pay the bill. Does that sound fair?
Okay.
Okay.
And that's it, and we leave.
That's it. There are a couple of rules. I'm going to show you. I want you to stand up. I'm going to place the bill on your feet, just like that. Keeping your feet together, heels on the floor if you're wearing heels. I want you to bend over forward, pick the bill up with both hands, and then pass it to either Paul, Alex, myself, or keep it. Does that sound fair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
So, in order for someone else to pick up the bill, all Angelica needs to do is pick it up herself first, from her feet, and hand it to them. But the hustlers always have a trick up their sleeves, as she's about to find out.
Okay, you need to stand next to me, so I want you to stand here because the light's really good, with your heels right against the glass.
No, I did have
feet together.
Okay.
Okay? You need to bend over forward. Use both hands, pick up the bill.
The challenge is on.
Ooh. Can I move my feet?
Nope.
Nope.
Feet flat on the floor, can't move your heels. Bend over forward, pick up with both hands. Bend over forward.
Turns out, this is much harder up against a window than standing in the middle of the room.
I can't bend my feet. No, you just need to reach over forward and get it.
Is this doable?
We certainly hope not.
You know what? I don't think you're gonna get it. Oh, we're gonna wait.
Do you know what I've realised? I should have drank all that drink because this would have made no difference if I was drunk. I'm so stupid. And I might have to pay for this as well, and I haven't drunk it.
You know what? Come back to the table.
She didn't stand a chance. Because this con is all about balance. When Jess picked up the bill, it looked easy. That's because when she bent her upper half forwards, her bottom half could shift backwards to keep her balanced. But standing against the window, Angelica couldn't shift her weight back, which meant it was physically impossible to bend forwards and pick up the bill without falling flat on her face.
We'll call it a tenner and we're even.
Unless you would like to pay the bill.
And in fact, holding it
So another celebrity hands over a tenner. But the hustlers were kind enough to pick up the hefty lunch bill.
Right.
At least that's what they told Angelica on their way out.
Sorry, madam. The gentleman said you are going to pay the bill.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
If you're planning a holiday this year and don't want to run into any hustlers, here are some helpful tips to keep your possessions safe.
First of all, always be aware of the people around you, especially in busy areas such as airports, train stations or tourist spots. If you feel that people are getting a little bit too close or bumping into you, then you may have just been a victim of pickpocketing. When you're out and about and you have a bag on you, always wear the strap across your body and make sure that you walk with the bag away from the curb to avoid drive-by purse snatchers. Wearing your strap over one shoulder makes it too easy for people to snatch off you. Now, the last thing you want to be doing is walking around a busy marketplace with an expensive watch or necklace. The best advice anybody could give you is to leave all valuable possessions at home in the first place.
It's early evening in the historic city of Oxford. Locals and tourists alike are out enjoying the many bars and restaurants in the picturesque centre. Even hustlers need to let their hair down occasionally. Alex, Paul and Jess have come to a popular bar for an evening out. There's a relaxed atmosphere in the bar and everyone is having a good time with their friends. The off-duty hustlers have a drink. And Alex orders another. And another.
Yeah, it was totally different.
It seems like this particular hustler can't handle his beer.
It's all right. It's all right.
Paul and Jess aren't too impressed.
What?
Shush.
Alex, you have had enough.
You would be a little bit more classy. Right, you know what? I'm going. Sorry.
Jess has had enough of Alex's leery behaviour and leaves.
You're just upset her. Well, you're not exactly looking very classy now, are you? I've had enough.
We have to run after her now.
I think we should go. No.
Paul's had enough as well. He takes charge and decides to call it a night.
I think we've had enough.
Oh, just
Put it down. Come on.
All right.
Come on, mate. The Dudley Moore stuff is really cool. Oh, careful, sorry.
Alex isn't even able to walk straight enough to get to the exit and needs some support from the pub furniture to stay upright.
Sorry. All right. Move. All right, come on. I want to go straight out that way.
After making a bit of a scene in the bar, the hustlers finally make it out the front door. Despite appearances, Alex and Paul aren't going off to get a kebab. In fact, suddenly, Alex is perfectly sober. So what just happened? Of course, the hustlers weren't really off duty. They were demonstrating one of the most simple but devastatingly effective scams to target tourists.
You know what?
Yeah.
Jess stormed out to draw attention to Alex's drunken behaviour. But Alex wasn't really drunk. His clumsy stumble out of the bar was just a pretense for going through some bargoers' pockets and bags.
Excuse me. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
That was an MP3 player from a woman's handbag being passed up to Paul. She left her bag on the back of her chair, an easy target for pickpockets.
Sorry, come on. Excuse me, sorry.
And in the process of knocking the man's jacket to the floor, Alex lifted a digital camera and hid it under his coat. As soon as they were outside, the hustlers dropped the act and went off to repeat the whole drunken routine in another pub down the road.
Two gentlemen, and I noticed as they sort of started leaving, he bumped into my chair. I didn't take no notice of it, to be honest. The iPod's gone.
Nah.
My iPod's gone. Just thought he was a bit drunk and stumbled, to be honest. Wow.
There was a camera in the pocket. Sitting there just chatting, someone stumbled past, knocked my coat onto the ground and picked it up for me. The other one, who was obviously with him, made excuses for him, which now, in hindsight, I realise was to distract me from what was actually going on. Pretty peed off, to be honest.
Pickpockets are always trying to find new ways to invade your personal space so they can get close to your belongings. Now, this works very well. We've all seen drunken people stagger in and out of pubs. And also, it uses the social etiquette, which is quite embarrassing when you're faced with someone who's falling over. People just want to help you up and send you on your way because they don't want you around their surroundings. And so that's perfect for pickpocketing.
If you're ever in a restaurant or a bar or anywhere where you know potentially there could be a lot of people around you, then make sure you keep all your personal belongings in sight at all times. And whatever you do, make sure you never put any valuable items in coat pockets hanging on the back of your chair.
When on holiday, it doesn't get much better than relaxing in the sun with a drink in your hand. Except if that drink is free. The hostlers are going to show you how to win drinks from your mates by using proposition bets. The prop bet makes you believe you're onto a sure thing. But of course, the hostlers always have the edge, and you don't stand a chance. So watch and learn.
I will have a gin and tonic, please.
Paul has come to this Spanish seaside bar for some refreshments, but he hasn't brought any money, just a matchbox.
All right, this is a very, very, very simple bet, okay? We don't need these, okay? All you have to do, I'll give you a free go. Okay. With one finger, you have to lift it up and stand it so it's on its end, like that. Okay? Steady. That's it. This is kind of like a sobriety test as well. Well done. Now, you have to do it again, and if you can, I'll buy everybody drinks, but if you can't, you all have to buy me drinks.
That was just a trial run to prove that it can actually be done. From now on, they're playing for drinks.
The match, there is a flea in here, very, very, very well trained flea.
Okay.
Exactly the same as before. All you have to do, lift it up.
Come on, man.
We'll count on you.
There's something going on here.
My wallet's coming out of. My mental powers.
Yeah, you've done something.
Yeah, they're mental.
You've done something.
Well, you could do it again. You want to try again? Okay. We have to be very fair. There is absolutely nothing inside the box. Well, the flea actually jumped out. You want to pick him up? Pick him up. Drop him back in there. All right. Exactly the same as before. Make sure there's nothing sticky on the glass or anything like that. Yeah?
He's done something to it.
That's 2 rounds of drinks for me.
This bet has nothing to do with invisible fleas and everything to do with basic physics. An empty matchbox is always heavier on one side than the other. This is because of the cardboard drawer sitting inside it. When the bargoer first lifted the box, she started with it the right way up, with the cardboard tray on the bottom, and she had no trouble standing the box upright. When they started playing for drinks, Paul secretly turned the tray upside down, so the heaviest side was on top. In this position, it's almost impossible to stand up. The extra weight makes the box overbalance before it's upright, causing it to topple over.
Come on, Kim. You know what? 2's enough. The bar's over there.
One hostler, one high-vis jacket, and one £35,000 car. Gone in 600 seconds. Alex has come to this busy multi-storey car park to pick up a brand new luxury car. And if his plan works, that's exactly what he'll be driving out of here in just 10 minutes. The car park he's chosen is used by tourists and the general public, and is also a base for a major car rental agency. Alex sets about looking official in his fluorescent jacket, but he needs to work quickly to avoid attracting unwelcome attention. And what he really doesn't need is an employee of the hire car company throwing a spanner in the works. Alex knows he's been spotted and needs to come up with a legitimate sounding reason for being here.
Excuse me, are all your cars here or just the ones that say? Okay. Oh, no, that's fine. I'm just working for the car parks to see the regulation of how many people are using the car park and everything. Yeah? Okay, thanks.
That seems to have done the trick.
It's just round the corner downstairs. So just walk down this ramp. And do a U-turn.
For the scam, Alex needs some customers to rent one of the cars. Could this be the opportunity he's been looking for?
Hi. Rent the car?
Looks like Alex could be in luck. It's time for Alex to put the plan in gear. He's going to make these girls give him their car.
Are you for this one? Yeah. Oh, right. OK. 1 second, because I've just had a call from them downstairs.
Within seconds, Alex is holding the keys to this £35,000 luxury car.
I'm going to have to give you a different one. With this one, we've just noticed that there's a slight problem with one of the rear wheels. It's just not behaving properly. Do you have your paperwork?
The girls already saw Alex on their way to the rental office, so don't question his authority. They hand over all their paperwork.
And do you have your exit ticket as well? It belongs to the car, matches with the car. I'll be 30 seconds. I'm going to come down here. I promise I'll be 2 seconds, yeah?
So far, so good. He's got everything he needs to make his getaway.
The other one's a bit more powerful than this one, so you have a bit more fun.
Alex has got his hands on the car, but can he drive it away from right under their noses? He doesn't hang about and makes his way out of the car park, driving straight past the rental office in the process and using the genuine exit ticket for the barriers, which the girls kindly gave him. The whole operation has taken just 10 minutes. The Macs soon realise something isn't quite right with this situation. Eventually, they decide to ask the rental staff what's going on.
That Frank just took that car.
Who took the car?
He said there was a problem with the back wheel. He asked for the documents, the key, and the thingy card.
No, it wasn't from us.
Just took it.
Why, you gave him the ticket to get as well?
Well, he said he needed. When we drove past the park, he was there, wasn't he? Yeah. And then when we came to go to get the car, he was up there, and he was just looking at all the cars.
Oh, the guy was checking all the cars?
Yeah. Oh, no. What's happening? Do you know
And
what
a UV jacket on, eh?
Yeah. Do you know what
No, because he asked me about the cars. And I said, no, I know nothing.
It dawns on the rental agent and the Marks that they've been the victims of a con trick and that their car is gone.
Some bloke swapped it from us.
He said there was a problem with the back wheel, didn't there?
He just looked like he worked here. Oh, what the hell is going on?
You can't just trust any stranger, to be honest. You can't just give keys to any stranger. We know about all this crime that's happening. Why would you give a keys to someone you don't know? It always amazes us how people drop their guard when they see a fluorescent jacket. And the clever thing about this scam is it fits in perfectly to the scenario. They go up to pick up the car, and here's somebody who obviously works for the company because they're wearing a fluorescent jacket. That just makes it easy for Alex to give them instructions, take the car and the paperwork, and leave.
Modern expensive vehicles are actually quite difficult to steal. They've got sophisticated security systems and sophisticated locks on them. So the best way to be able to steal them is actually to get the keys. If somebody comes up to you and says, give me your keys, unless you're absolutely certain they are who they say they are, don't part with them. Ask that person to go back to the car rental office and double check. If they are who they say they are, they'll walk back with you with no problem whatsoever. And if they're a thief, they'll be on their toes immediately.
So remember, even when you're away from home, you should always keep your wits about you. That way, you will avoid getting hustled on holiday.
That Frank just...